Good evening and thanks for joining us on tonight's edition of Zanis News. My name is Chisha Mutale. The headlines. Pollution chokes Kawasaki communities. Improved drug stocks in Wapula cheers patients. And Chief calls for inclusion of persons with disabilities in development agenda. We begin the news with an item from Central Province. Some communities around the Kawasaki mining area in Kawe district are struggling with the effects of lead and zinc emissions from the unsafe mining activities. District Commissioner Lennox Shimwamba has since ordered for the suspension of all the mining activities in the area until all pertinent regulatory issues are addressed. Here's a report.
Kawe District Commissioner Lennox Shimwamba has halted the operations of 15 cooperatives that are conducting mining activities at Kawe's Kawasaki mine. Mr. Shimwamba says the activities have become a danger to human life and has warned that the government will not condone activities that endanger human life in the name of empowerment.
We allow investment, but not at the cost of those people in those households. No, not at that cost, no. If there are certain preparatory works you need to do them before you start working. That's what has to happen. We can't do the opposite. You're working, and the lives of the people are being compromised there. There's material that is even in households, near a household, where we're coming from. That is unacceptable, colleagues. No, it is unacceptable. For me as district commissioner, I will not accept that.
And some affected residents have welcomed the halting of the activities, saying they are badly affected by the emissions from the pollution emanating from Kawasaki mine.
I'm an affected citizen by these guys who are getting zinc from this side. We know for sure to say what these guys are transporting is elite.
Meanwhile, Robust Tools representative Sydney Inambao has assured the DC of adherence to mining regulations.
Then we had a problem with the community. So they requested that we arrange for a water bowser. So we looked around for a water bowser on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. That's when we were told, no, you can go to ZNS. We went to ZNS on Monday, where we managed to pay, but apparently the water bowser for ZNS didn't have a water pump. So we had to come back and look for a water pump. We connected yesterday, and then they started spraying water yesterday.
For Zanis in Kabwe, I'm Kathy Kalumba.
Minister of Health Sylvia Masebo says there is an overuse of antibiotic drugs in the country. The minister said this when she officiated at the React Africa conference, where health specialists from different countries have met to enable collective action that ensures sustainable and equitable access to effective antibiotics for all. Jane Simalumba has more.
It is a meeting of technocrats coming from different countries. The meeting has brought together technocrats such as the antimicrobial resistant experts, civil society organizations, academia, and research institutions, among others, to discuss regional challenges with regards to the antibiotics resistance. The 3 days conference is being organized by React Africa, an institution which was initiated with a goal to be a catalyst advocating for global engagements on antibiotics resistance.
Most antibiotics now, the bacteria that we deal with has developed a resistance, and over the last 7 years we have been supporting countries develop their national action plans.
Concerning AMR, we are hoping that we will have very good conversations and that will come up with practical and actionable activities that we'll be able to run with.
Minister of Health Sylvia Masebo, who officiated at the conference, observes that there is a misuse of antibiotics in the country.
Africans, Zambians love to use antibiotics, because their understanding is that once they are given an antibiotic, then they'll get well. So when they visit a doctor and the doctors do not prescribe or do not give them an antibiotic, then they feel they have not been attended to. And so what do? They go to the private sector clinics, pharmacies. And our pharmacists, most of them have stopped being professional in the process. It's about making money. So even if they don't even have a prescription, as long as there's the money, they'll get the money. And we have an overuse of antibiotics in Zambia.
And the minister later gave a COVID-19 update.
In the last 24 hours, we recorded 66 new cases out of 1,217 tests conducted, representing a national positivity rate of 5%. It gives me great pleasure to announce that Central Province has officially crossed the 70% target, with the Copperbelt Province coming in close behind at 63%.
Jane Simalumba, Zanis, Lusaka.
In Southern Province, various stakeholders have continued to commend government for employing over 30,000 teachers countrywide. In Namuswa Ward in Choma, acting head teacher at Simwami Basic School, Sydney Siasipa, has disclosed that the school had been grappling with inadequate staff, and this will no longer be the same following the recruitment exercise. Runya Sakala now reports.
This is Simwami Basic School located in the remote hills of Namuswa area in Choma. Here, low staffing levels and no access to water are a challenge threatening access to education. We have a huge challenge at this school. Where we fetch water is very far. We are appealing for assistance. We have very few teachers. Because of that, our learning is disrupted. But with over 30,000 teachers recently recruited, the challenge of inadequate staff will soon be history.
We have visited the school to assess the status in terms of staffing and also to look at the infrastructure before we could actually deploy the teachers to the various stations. Currently, the school has got a number of 5 teachers, and we are thinking that we can probably have an additional 5 teachers to the school to beef up the current staffing.
The teachers that are going to be sent here, that is in line with the government policy, so that to afford education to everyone, so that all our pupils can access education, not only those that are along the line of rail.
This has cheered stakeholders in the area who are already making efforts to secure accommodation for the new teachers.
I feel very happy because we have so long waited for this to come to pass. When you receive new teachers, we'll be delighted. We'll be very happy because workload will reduce. We applied to CDF so that they can build us 2 houses, standard house, teachers' houses, and we are also trying to put on the structure so that at least we can accommodate the meanwhile before the CDF answers us.
Runia Sakala, Zanis, Choma.
And from Luapula Province, patients at various health facilities in Mansa have thanked the Zambia Medicines and Medical Supplies Agency for addressing the shortage of medicine in health facilities. Luapula Province Chief Pharmacist Martina Ngoma reveals that the province has stocks for all essential medicines to last for 3 months. Here's a report.
Luapula Province is at 80% in terms of availability of essential medicines. And Luapula Province Chief Pharmacist explains that the province has never had cannula and cotton wool for a long time, but has now received the stock.
In this vehicle we have cannulas, size 18, 20, 22, as well as cotton wool, which we haven't had in a long time. We are very happy that now these commodities are coming to our facilities. We'll be able now to manage our clients.
We've seen Zamsa delivering. For instance, just about a week ago, we received a consignment from Zamsa of surgical and medical consumables. When it comes to giving prescriptions to patients to go and buy or procure drugs from outside, there's been a reduction in that some of the essential medicines are already there.
Patients who were found getting medicines at Massa General Hospital dispensary have observed an improvement in terms of availability of medicines at the facility. Chomba reporting for Zanis News in Mansa District.
And now, a developing innovation project, AgriPredict, has emerged winner of a $25,000 United States dollars after competing in the 2022 Innovation Expo Challenge in Lusaka. The expo saw 10 young inventors showcase their innovations in various sectors. Wupe Sendwe has the details.
Really to achieve what we've desired to see from the get-go of AgriPredict, and we're so excited to take this to the next level. So thank you so much.
AgriPredict, an artificial intelligence-powered farmer platform, has walked away with $25,000 United States dollars research and support prize following an Innovation Challenge Expo by the National Institute for Science and Industrial Research, NASA, and Digital System Solutions, DSS.
It's been a very exciting past 2 days, and I keep telling people that science, technology, and innovation is about solving real-life problems and real-life challenges. And the past 2 days, we have seen various projects addressing particular social and other challenges that we encounter as human beings and as humanity.
DSS encouraged the young innovators to take their inventions to the next level in order to address challenges that affect many sectors.
Today we announce one that is the best evaluated innovator. But to the rest of you, I'll say it again. This is not the end. It's actually only the beginning.
The Ministry of Technology and Science called on various stakeholders to help young innovators develop their inventions to market level, a drive towards the country's socio-economic development. Wopa Sendo reporting in Lusaka.
We move to the Copperbelt province. Improving the livelihood of vulnerable women through community savings promotion programs by government has started bearing fruits in Lufwanyama district. The Department of Community Development says over 70 women groups who were recently given startup capitals by government for implementation of the project have scored remarkable success. Agrippa Silumbwe has more in this report.
After saving for a few months, it's now time to share out their money and appreciate the benefits. They are part of the rural communities who were taught the importance of saving through government's Community Savings Group project meant to uplift women's livelihood in Lufwanyama district.
Empower government ngokubombera pamunga bana mali. Then nalistako na kaploti kana okonde pekanyo ko wati na mbukula.
Ba governments baletulipira ko abana school fees. Lero fwebene okupisira msiu kuiletwa fwa kushitama uniform insapato amabuku then net yakuda kunganda.
I also encourage those who are outside there to join the groups.
And government is overwhelmed with this positive response.
The groups have appreciated the savings of which they are able to send their children to school. They are able to buy iron sheets for their houses. They are able to keep animals. They are able to farm. So they have appreciated savings, and even us as a department, we feel it's actually the right way to go.
Reporting, I'm Agrippa Silumbwe, Copperbelt Province.
We continue with the news. Chief Chitoshi of the Lungu people of Lunte district in Northern Province has emphasized the need to continue supporting women and persons with disabilities in the country's developmental agenda. The traditional leader was speaking during a meeting organized by the Local Government Association of Zambia. Geoffrey Piri reports.
Traditional leaders in Lunte district have welcomed the move by the Local Government Association of Zambia to launch a project that is promoting the inclusion of women in decision-making positions in the local government system.
So that encourage to participate leadership
kapantu banyinefwe nonshita bali abalekirishwa
elio twilalumbula fye banyinefwe be kapantu ilya imagine balelanda ilya aba disabled balelosha abantu abashakumanisha abantu besu kukuti nabo baleyumfuati bali mukyalo abalemana tofine bachibulu nabambiko.
Lunte Council Chairperson George Chikwanda launched the project.
Be beneficial to Lunte District because project mandate suits in the Lunte Town Council's vision, which is to have a sustainably developed district through good governance, enhanced socio-economic and cultural opportunities by 2025.
The idea is that even as our local authorities really delivering services, those must be quality municipal services.
Geoffrey Pidi reporting for Zanis in Lunte District.
Minister of Education Douglas Yakalima has underscored the importance of water in learning institutions as a central means to delivering quality education. Mr. Siaklima says lack of access to water supply in schools has a negative impact on learning outcomes of children, especially girls. Details in this report.
This is Kapila School in Katuba constituency. It was established in 1949. Kapila School has a population of 1,350 pupils with only 13 teachers. The school faces numerous challenges.
There is an influx of pupils wanting to get back into class and a desk capacity of 176, giving rise to a desk shortfall of 169.
Kapila School only had one borehole, which would normally break down, leading to poor access to water. But Village Water Zambia, with support from Kausa 8 International, has drilled another borehole and installed tanks with a capacity to hold 15,000 liters of water.
Kausa 8 supported drilling of a borehole, construction of a tank, water, stand, and the distribution network.
The aim of the project is to increase access to resilient, sustainable, and safe water supply, which will remain functional throughout the year.
Ministry of Education Permanent Secretary for Technical Services, Joel Kamoko, says will continue to work with the private sector to improve access to water among rural underserviced schools.
To note that the availability of water at a community and local school is a central means to deliver the right to health for children. We further recognize that lack of access to water supply in school has a negative impact on the learning outcome.
The water reticulation system will also benefit 6,300 people in the community.
As we continue to work, I'm sure that we are going to continue strengthening our bonds of friendship.
Evelyn Masialeti, Zanis, Chiwombo District.
We end the news on a sports note. The Zambia Volleyball Association, ZAVA, has bemoaned the lack of sponsorship for the National League, which has progressed to week 6 without any sponsors. ZAVA Information and Publicity Secretary Lugano Mwangweo says the league is progressing well and has recorded good player improvement and participation by teams coming as far as Solwezi and Nakonde. Kelvin Tembo has more.
Zambia is slowly returning to its sports lost glory days of yesteryears, not only in football, but other sports disciplines such as volleyball and netball. But this has not been without challenges, as the Zambia Volleyball Association shares.
So far the games are going on well and the league is progressing fairly well, as we are in now week 6 of the National League for the year 2022. When it comes to player participation, so far so good. We've seen player improvement and also participation from as far as Solwezi as well as Nakonde. Now, as a Zambia Volleyball Association, we are saddened actually to reach this point, and we have challenges in securing sponsors for the National League, even up to week 6 of the league games that we are into now.
And Green Buffalo's volleyball player, Mesika Songo, says she has seen a lot of benefits in the game.
Playing volleyball, we are being employed. Yeah, the command is doing all the best that they can. Yeah, they are supportive. The game so far, at least we are trying. Yeah, we are on second position.
Meanwhile, Prison Leopards Netball Club Secretary Ivonanji Siame says the games are progressing well.
So far we've been doing very, very fine. Our major competitor have always been Green Buffaloes. Yes. So in the first quarter, because this is the second quarter, in the first quarter we only lost 1 to Green Buffaloes. And then this is the second week for the second quarter. And we started on a bad note by losing to also our rival, Equals.
Kelvin Tembo for Zanis in Kabwe, Central Province.
As we end the news, the headlines once again. Pollution chokes Kawasaki communities. Improved drug stocks in Wapula cheers patients. And Chief calls for inclusion of persons with disabilities in development agenda. Well, that's all we had for you tonight on Zanis News. My name is Chisha Mtale. Good night and pleasant viewing.